As said by Robert Owen, there is so much pollution in the air that if it wasn't for our lungs, there would be no place to put it all. On the occasion of Environmental Day that is celebrated on 5th June every year to remind people of the importance of nature, we the students of St. Francis College for Women are here with different activities to show our respect to nature and help to restore our ecosystem.
Hello everybody. Parivartan is an activity initiated by the Environment Science Department to create awareness on environment protection on the occasion of World Environment Day. Today we, the students of St. Francis College, are going to portray a moment which moved all our hearts and make all of us relive our past. Bishnoi movement was perhaps the first ever martyrdom for the environment in our history. Around 300 years ago, the Maharaja of Jodhpur, Abhay Singh, wanted to build a palace, and for that he required wood. Therefore, he sent his soldiers to the village of Khejrali to collect the wood from the Khejri trees. Khejrali was occupied by the Bishnois, and when they got to know about it, a very brave lady among them, Amrita Devi Bishnoi, started hugging trees in order to protect them. Soon, she was accompanied by her daughters, her family, and people from the local villages. But the soldiers didn't stop, and along with Amrita Devi, 363 other Bishnois were beheaded. They sacrificed their life for our environment, for the trees. Amrita Devi even said that a chopped head is better than a felled tree, and she was ready to die for them. When the Maharaja got to know about this, he stopped the massacre and he also apologized for his actions. The movement was great indeed. Today, we are going to discuss few more such movements that were prominent in our history.
I, Sugata Kumari, pledge that I will never let the Idukki hydroelectric project start in our silent valley. Many researchers, scientists, a group of school teachers started this movement in 1970s, and we shall continue it with a non-violent protest just like Mahatma Gandhi did. We need to understand that the construction of this project will destroy the biodiversity and the beauty of our nature. The project benefits the industry but not the local people and nature. The tropical rainforest needs to be protected to maintain the ecological balance. If the forests are deforested, then the loss of trees will result in climate change. Changes like flooding, increased greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, a host of problems for indigenous people. Being a poetess, I have realized that the poetry of nature is never dead. My poem Marathi Stuti depicts the same, and it's the symbol for our protest. The concern of endangered species like lion-tailed macaque, which are found in our Silent Valley, brought international attention to this issue. Even IUCN has passed a resolution recommending that this project needs to stop. The construction of this project not only destroys the flora of our Silent Valley, but also it makes so many animals homeless. Being the founder of Abhaya, a home for destitute women and mentally ill people, I have realized that being homeless has many problems, and it's the same for animals. We should protect their homes just like we protect ours. Don't let the species go extinct. In this world, we are all linked. The pressure is being exerted on the government by citizens, activists, international organizations. They are using every possible means. We are writing to editors of the newspapers. Seminars are being conducted so that more and more people know about our issue. We will achieve our goal. We will save the Silent Valley.
I am Sundarlal Bahugna, a Gandhian activist. The Chipko movement has been initiated in Uttarakhand in 1973. Ecology is the permanent economy is the slogan that I have initiated. The Chipko Andolan or the Chipko movement is a movement that practiced methods of satyagraha where both male and female activity cells from Uttarakhand played vital roles, including Gaura Devi, Chandi Prasad Bhatt and several others. The Chipko movement began on 25th March 1974 when a sporting goods manufacturing company was awarded a contract for 300 trees in the Reni village. Upon the arrival of the lumbermen, Gauri Devi and several other women confronted the loggers. Upon failure, the women resorted to hugging the trees to stop them from being felled. This was the movement the Andolan had started. So far, we have helped bring the movement to prominence through a 5,000-kilometer Trans-Himalaya march undertaken from 1981 to 1983, traveling from village to village gathering support for the movement. I had an appointment with the then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and that meeting is credited with resulting in Gandhi's subsequent 15-year ban on cutting of green trees in 1980. I fought for the preservation of forests in the Himalayas, first as a member of Chipko movement and later spearheaded the anti-Tehri Dam movement. Embrace the trees and save them from being felled. The property of our hills, save them from being looted. Chipko movement.
In the year 1982, the tribals of the Singhbhumi district of Bihar started to protest when the government decided to replace the natural silk forests with the high-priced teak. After Jharkhand has emerged as a new state, this movement spread even more aggressively and the Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Andolan came into light. And I am Suryamani, an indigenous woman leader of this movement. I talk about how preserving our indigenous rights can protect us. I was the first girl from my village to pass BA. And while I was in the college, I met Vasavi Devi, a journalist, and soon joined her work at the Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Andolan. Indian Forest Act 1927 took away all the rights of Adivasis. We had to fight. The area where I live in is surrounded by beautiful forests, rivers, and streams. And my work is a result of growing up in my place and the forests. We have to save our forests. Jungle सुरक्षित रखिए, धरती को विनाश से बचाए. This philosophy comes from my childhood. But at that time, forests were being cut down and the forest department suppressed my community. Every Sunday, I used to take children to the forest and show them how to recognize various plants, trees, and animals. I opened up a Torang center, which means jungle in our language. And I wanted my people to follow the traditions and save our culture. We have been noticing many changes in the climate, and policymakers would not listen to my voice alone. So it was very important for us to organize a movement, and everybody came together. And the result was the recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006. We were now given the title rights, use rights, relief and development rights, and forest management rights. The first thing we are doing is saving our native plants. We are increasing the fertility of the soil by preparing compost. We replanted the traditional fruit trees and increased the forest cover. And we are trying to bring back the plants and fruits which are going extinct. We developed a 4-tier strategy: the Gram Sabha, Mahila group, Forest Rights group, and the youth group. This generation will pass, but there will be many generations coming in. We need to do something for them in the time we have. And I hope to work with all the communities across the country to reach our goal. And I, Suryamani, would like to say that to learn and to read the forest is as important as reading books. We are the forest people, the Adivasis. Our lives are linked with forests. And if forests are not there, we too will not remain. पर्यावरण का रखे ध्यान, तभी बनेगा देश महान, तभी बनेगा देश महान.
Narmada Bachao Andolan was started in the year 1985. It was the Indian social movement spearheaded by native tribals, that is Adivasis, farmers, environmentalists and human rights activists against the number of large dam projects across the river Narmada, which flows through the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. I, Medha Phatkar, was born on 1st December of 1954 in Mumbai. I did my MA in social work. I am also the founder of the 32-year-old people's movement called Narmada Bachao Andolan in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Also one of the founders of National Alliance of People movements an alliance of hundreds of people's organizations. In addition to the above, I am also the commissioner of the Old Commission on Dams, which did a thorough research on the environmental, social, political, and economic aspects and impacts of the development of dams. Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat is one of the biggest dams across the river Narmada, where non-violent people's struggle has questioned social and environmental costs, undemocratic planning, and unjust distribution of benefits. The struggle is still on in the Sardar Sarovar affected areas and also on other large scale and medium dams of Narmada and its tributaries. It has led to thousands of projects affected families receiving land-based rehabilitation and displacement without rehabilitation of more than 40,000 families residing in these submersions. I have also questioned the wisdom of the currently popular developmental strategy of linking rivers in India as a means to address issues of water shortage. This movement has been running Jeevan Shalas, schools of life, since 1992, with about 5,000 students passed out a year and many graduates. Tens of them are under training in athletics and some have won many awards. This movement also successfully established and managed 2 microhydral projects which got submerged due to Sardar Sarovar Dam. Over last 30 years, including health, employment guarantee, right to food and public distribution system, and environmental protection, I, Medha Phadkar, would like to say that विकास चाहिए, विनाश नहीं. मतलब डेवलपमेंट इज वांटेड, नॉट द डिस्ट्रक्शन. एंड कोई नहीं हटेगा, बन नहीं बनेगा.
The Sundarban is the largest mangrove forest in the world. It is located in the delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra river. 60% of it lies in Bangladesh and the rest in India. It is home to large species of flora and fauna, remarkably the Bengal tiger and the saltwater crocodile. It spans up to 10,000 square kilometers. However, the largest intact tract of mangrove forest in the world is shrinking rapidly due to increase in sea levels and beatings by the cyclone that is more frequent due to climate changes. The recent cyclone Amphan in May 2020 was the worst cyclone since 1737 and left a trail of misery in the Sundarbans. Livelihoods were destroyed, people were displaced, embankments were embraced, and thousands of people now solely rely on relief camps. The mangrove forests are at high risk due to highly pronounced sea levels than anywhere else. Hashtag Save the Sundarbans was an online campaign that emerged during the global pandemic, wherein concerned citizens resorted to donating to organizations working for on-ground relief. To sum it up, always remember that gifts and blessings that nature endows on us are priceless. And it is rather essential to conserve them all for a better future and life for all. Always remember that small steps will help you reach a goal. Thank you.
Trees exhale for us so that we can inhale them to stay alive. Can we ever forget that? Let us love trees with every breath we take until we perish, by Munia Khan. 10 years to restore our planet, 10 actions that count. In conclusion, I'd like to point out a few small things that you can do to save our ecosystem that will go a very, very long way. Empower a global movement. Invest in restoration. Set the right incentives. Celebrate leadership. Shift behaviors. Invest in research. Celebrate a culture of restoration. Build up the next generation. Thank you.